Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. I hope all of you are fine and having good health. We are going to discuss today about the second state of matter, that is the liquid state of matter. In the previous lesson, we have learned about that the matter can be existed in the three states, that the matter can exist in three states. The number one was gas, and the second is liquid, and third is the solid state. So here we will discuss about the second state of matter, that is the liquid state. If we have a look on the simple examples of the liquids, then the main example that just came into our mind, it is the water. As we have seen that the water, it is a liquid. As it is a liquid, when we have a look on the liquid, we can see that its particles are closer to each other as compared to the gases. So the distance mainly between the particles of the liquids is less. So the distance between particles is less. And mainly the matter that is in the liquid state, the main we have water, it is used for the drinking purpose. So we have its purpose to drink, and then we have it as used for the many purposes, like for the washing, for the drinking, and many others. So let's have a look on the liquid state of matter. When I'm going to draw here the diagram for the liquid state, particles, then its particles can be found like this. Because these are not gas molecules, they are much closer to each other like this. So this is the simple overview about the particles of liquids. So the liquids have a lot of properties, that what is their volume, what will be their shape, what will be the mobility, what will be the density. Before that, you must know that the intermolecular forces. Now, what does mean by intermolecular forces? The force of attraction that is found between the molecules of a substance is known as intermolecular force, and intermolecular forces are stronger as compared to the gases in the liquids, and these forces of attraction are just strong enough that they hold the molecules together, but not so strong that they help to stop the motion of the particles. So the particles of the liquid have motion, not the random motion. We can see that they have just rotational motion, and they can also move randomly, and they have high kinetic energy, so they can move randomly. So there, the liquids, the particles have no fixed volume. Fixed volume as like this, they have to occupy some specific space. But on the other hand, when we have a look on its shape, then their shape is not definite. So let's have a look on the properties of the liquids one by one. The first one property of the liquids, we have their volume. When we are going to talk about the volume of the gases, then they have definite volume. Definite volume means when going to pour up it into the glass, then it is going to occupy this specific space. And when we are going to pour up it into the jug, it is going to occupy this space. So they have definite volume that they have to cover up. On the other hand, when we have a look on the shape, then they have indefinite shape. Now, why they have indefinite shape? The reason is this, that their molecules are moving, they're possessing some specific kinetic energy. So that's why when we just pour up it into the glass, it takes the shape of the glass. But on the other hand, when we are going to pour up it into the cup, it is going to take the shape of that cup. It means it can take the shape of the thing or the container where we are going to place it. So that's why they have indefinite shape. Okay, next we have the third property of the gases is the process of evaporation. Now, what does mean by the evaporation? The liquids can evaporate. Evaporation means the process in which a liquid changes into the gas phase. That process is known as evaporation, and it is also known as vaporization. So why the evaporation process is going to be happen? The main reason behind this is the conversion of liquid into the gas phase, and this process is going to be happen at all temperatures. The simple example is this: when we just place some water in a glass or a cup, then after some days we just see that there is no water in it. It's mean all the water has been evaporated. No water, or maybe the level of the water is less. All the water has been evaporated into the atmosphere. So the reason or the question arises over there, why the evaporation is going to be happen? We have just see that when we place a liquid in the container, then there are a lot of particles in it, and the energy that has been possessed by these particles is known as the kinetic energy, and that energy is due to the motion. So here there are three types of particles: the particles that have high kinetic energy, then the particles that have average kinetic energy, and the particles that have low kinetic energy. So the particles that have high kinetic energy, they just started to leave the surface and changes into the vapors, leaving behind the particles that have average kinetic energy or the low kinetic energy. And these particles also strike with one another and with the walls of the container. So why the evaporation process is going to be happen? Because the particles started to leave the surface due to the high kinetic energy, and they changes into the vapors over there. So this is a simple process of evaporation, and they started to escape from the surface of the liquid. So this is all about today's lecture, the properties of the liquids. The remaining properties we will discuss, but in the next topic we will discuss about the factors that affect the evaporation. So there is a lot of factor that is going to be affect the evaporation, and we will discuss in the next lecture. For that time, have a good day and Allah Hafiz.